From WBRC FOX6 News, this is 6 on your side.
And happening now, authorities in Blount, Coleman, and Etowah counties in the city of Homewood warning you they're not getting 911 calls right now. You're an AT&T cell phone customer because AT&T is experiencing a network issue that affects how they route your calls. So if you need a 911 dispatcher and you're an AT&T customer, make sure and call the local dispatch number for now. AT&T tells us they're aware of the issue and working on a resolution. Now tonight, with the start on a push to crack down on exhibition driving. Some local lawmakers want to take your car and your license if they catch you driving dangerously.
Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin and members of the Jefferson County Legislative Delegation gathering in support of a new bill. Our Anaya Robinson giving us an update tonight.
Now, the city has taken several steps to combat this issue by increasing police enforcement, adding additional speed strips, and now this bill.
But the next step, as I stated earlier, is strengthening that law that can actually impound vehicles and hold people accountable for their actions. Our goal is simple. We want to make our streets safe and safer.
Officers would be able to impound a vehicle used in illegal exhibition driving for 48 hours. And if someone is convicted 3 or more times, their vehicle could possibly be seized.
The House bill does two important things that I want to say out loud. One, it provides a legal definition of exhibition driving, which removes any doubt or excuse a motorist may make. And then it imposes jail time and or fines for a first and second offense.
Driving privileges can be revoked up to 6 months for a second offense if someone is hurt or property is damaged. Now, if someone is seriously injured as a result of exhibition driving, that driver faces a felony and may lose their license for up to 2 years.
I think that a lot of these folks, if they realize that they can go to jail, lose their license, have their vehicle impounded, we're hoping that's enough to send a strong enough message that they won't participate in this type of behavior in such a dangerous way.
As always, please call 911 if you see or hear of this type of driving.
Anaya Robinson reporting. Meanwhile, lawmakers say they plan to have a Senate and House bill ready for debate on the first day of the legislative session in March.
The reaction from Coach Carson a day after he was fired at Auburn today, saying he is disappointed he won't be able to coach the Tigers and their players. Carson says in part there are things he could have done differently, and adds he truly believes Auburn has the potential to be a championship program again, and says he's always grateful for the positive relations and memories on the Plains. You can read all of what he said right now in our WBRC News app.
Well, a week after we first showed you a man trying to rob a convenience store in Birmingham, police say he is now locked up in jail. We have images from inside a convenience store on Pearson Avenue, October 23rd. The video appears to show him walk around the store for a short time, then walk up to the counter and point a gun at the clerk. Birmingham police say that man in the video is Derek Hardy. He is charged with first-degree robbery and is locked up in jail on a $60,000 bond. District attorneys from across the state today pushing for you to vote yes on Anaya's Law next Tuesday.
Anaya's Law would allow judges to deny bail for people charged in violent crimes. The man accused of killing the Homewood teen was out on bail, accused of another violent crime when she died.
This is an opportunity that's coming up next week on Election Day for the citizens to get involved and be able to send a message that we are against all of this violent crime that is taking place, and we're going to do something about it.
The legislation passed unanimously in the House and Senate, and Governor Ivey and several mayors from across the state also this week pushing for its passage. We are your home for full election results. We'll be with you on air and here on our WBRC News app next Tuesday night as those results come in.
We have an update as county leaders are learning more now about the struggles for emergency services in Jefferson County. A recent study called Jefferson County's 911 system, quote, chaotic. The topic was a focus of today's county commission meeting. Our Tristan Rupert was there.
We know we have issues with 911, people calling it for the wrong reasons, so we need PSAs to be able to say, here's an appropriate reason to call 911.
Commissioner Amon stresses that many local departments also need new trucks to cut down on delay times.
We need newer equipment, and some of those need to be taken out of service because they're not making quite the calls, or they're in the shop more than they're on the road.
First responders say while a necessity, the turnaround time for new vehicles is anything but quick.
I just ordered a fire engine and it's not going to be here until February of 24. And we just received 2 ambulances out of our 4 fleet. And it took 18 months to get those.
Both training and educational classes were also a focus. Some suggesting changes are necessary to get more workers and increasing the pay or benefits to encourage more interest.
Also understanding long-term that we're going to have to look at salaries, compensation, retirement. All of those have to be a big part of it.
All of those are short-term efforts that Amons believes will set up his long-term goal for success.
The development of a public safety organization that will maybe coordinate EMS efforts countywide.
Well, Commissioner Amon says he hopes a public safety organization will improve emergency services and accountability issues for those services. And great news today for those of you who travel I-20 in Tuscaloosa County. Contractors finished repair work early in the southbound lanes at Covered Bridge Road exit. Back in September, a rental truck slammed into the Covered Bridge Road overpass. Work required closing a part of the southbound lanes.
Governor Ivey, State Superintendent Eric Mackey, and others helped launch the 3rd annual Thank Alabama Teachers Initiative today in Montgomery. November is the month that our state has set aside for us to celebrate Alabama's teachers.
It's clearer now than ever before that the choices we make today in regard to our teachers and students are directly shaping what Alabama and America of tomorrow will look like.
As part of the special month, Terry Saban today. Miss Terry announcing the Knicks Kids Foundation is going to give away 2 Iron Bowl tickets to a teacher. Fingers crossed for my wife. All right, let's talk about weather every 6. Little personal plug that never hurt.
Or my husband.
Hey, there we go. Wait, maybe we could split them. We'll see. Maybe 4 tickets. Anyway, Lauren's here, and this feels like football weather around here, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does. I know you just want to brew a little pot of chili or a little witch's stew tonight. I guess Halloween was yesterday. So now moving on to November, all getting ready for Turkey Day in a few weeks. But hey, it feels pretty good outside. You know, it's the clouds that really are making it just kind of look like fall with those fall colors outside. Right now on our First Alert Sky Vision, more clouds have been moving in across Centerville. We're at 65 degrees, so nice and mild. Most of us are in the 60s this evening. We're at 67 in Talladega, 63 in Pell City, 64 in Jasper, and 65 in Birmingham. Now that bus stop forecast for in the morning, we will likely see temperatures back down in the 50s. I know we've had some dense fog to deal with the past couple mornings. We're not as concerned about that as more maybe the chance for a few isolated showers overnight. I really think most of us will not have any issues and likely sleep right through it, but likely some light rain at least at times overnight. And then we'll see more sunshine returning by lunchtime tomorrow, and temperatures are going to be back in the not just low 70s, but potentially upper 70s later in the afternoon. So let's track it out here over the next 24 hours as we watch this light rain begin to move in. This is all due to a disturbance down to our south and west. So this is going to be streaming northeast overnight. So while you're sleeping, you could have a few raindrops, a little bit of patchy drizzle outside, and then by the time you head out the door for the morning commute, here we are around 7 a.m. Just doesn't look all that promising. I still think we'll see some clouds around in the morning, mostly cloudy skies, but then those clouds really begin to fade away as that disturbance passes to the northeast. Any little light rain showers overnight come to an end, and by tomorrow afternoon, upper 70s. So really going to be enjoying that nice sunshine. And tomorrow really kicks off a warming trend in the forecast. We're talking high temperatures potentially by the weekend getting near 80 degrees. And of course, by the weekend, don't forget, we also have daylight saving time coming to an end. We're going to be switching back to standard time. One thing we are going to note, though, is we've put a first alert for showers back in the weekend. I know Matt and Mickey were talking about this morning. It's like, maybe a couple of isolated showers possible, which is still the case, but I went ahead and bumped up that rain chance just a little bit because it's looking a little bit more promising for at least a few showers around Saturday and Sunday. Doesn't look like a washout, so I don't think we would have any issues for college football, but still going to be warm. Generally looking warm as we go into November with 80s possible by the weekend, and morning's not going to be quite as cool, so you start off the day with a light jacket and then can toss it by the afternoon.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us for this digital 6 p.m. newscast.
Our next newscast tonight after the World Series Game 3 on Fox 6. We'll see you there.